I'm Dana Denta, and you're watching FYI. When our loved ones pass, their memory lives on with the people whose lives they touched. But what happens when those people pass on? The legacy created in life disappears. Or does it? The Saline Rotary Club is bringing history to life during the Oakwood Cemetery Enactment Tour.
It's an opportunity to tell people about some of the people that were ancestors here. There were some very, very famous. You recognize their names. They're on streets. Other people might not have heard of, but still have an interesting story to tell.
We've invited people from the community and to listen to our stories of the people who used to live here in the 1850s.
This Saline Cemetery provides a rich history of the people who once walked the city's streets.
Callie was a teacher. She started teaching at 15, and she was in charge of the first primary district in Saline Union Schools. Students still go to that school to this day. No one really knows how she died. It's really a mystery. She died 2 days before her 18th birthday. Her family was planning a surprise birthday party before her 18th birthday. As fate would have it, her funeral was held on that day instead.
Levi was a person that he had two great accomplishments. One, he made he bred a form of wheat, a variety, a hybrid of wheat that you can still buy today on the internet, which whatever that means. He also was the father of Frank Haynes, very famous photographer, and also not just an advocate for Yellowstone Park, but a person who went on to have a lot of very interesting adventures in Yellowstone Park, some that nearly cost him his life.
It gives an in-depth insight of what life was like around the 1800s in Saline. And you get to know a few of the people, and they're not just ordinary stones in the ground, there are actual people there.
Stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly with more news and information. The University of Michigan has numerous clubs on campus to join for a slew of reasons, but one of those clubs boasts the largest number of members, and that's for a good cause. Dance Marathon at the University of Michigan is on a mission for change.
We're actually the largest student nonprofit in the state of Michigan, which is super cool. So we raise funds and awareness for pediatric rehab, and so we support therapies at Mott Children's Hospital and Beaumont Children's Hospital. So there's something like over 27 therapies that we support.
To kick off the new year, the DMUM students held a family-friendly fall festivity.
It's a dance marathon pumpkin carving.
We had a family entrance where all the families walked in, they got to meet their team, and there's all kind of like fall events. There's pumpkin carving, karaoke, and then all different kind of like fall themed games for their families to play with their team today.
It's all for a good cause.
We carve pumpkins, all of the therapists come and they have a booth, they'll tell us about the therapies they do.
For more on Dance Marathon at the University of Michigan or to support the organization, visit dmum.org. In today's technology-ridden world, it's easy to get distracted from your task at hand. But when you're driving, your concentration should be on the road and not on your device. Learn more about distracted driving in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Bill Clock, the Ann Arbor Police Special Services Section. I'm here to talk a little bit about distracted driving. Texting while driving does increase your stopping distance, so it's going to actually take you a whole lot longer to stop. Nationally, in 2016, there was 3,500 people killed in distracted driving collisions. And in 2016, here in Michigan alone, there's 43 fatalities and about 13,000 traffic crashes resulting from distracted driving incidents. Michigan Vehicle Code does prohibit sending a text message reading a text message or manually typing a text message. We do have a lot of students coming back to town here shortly, with about 17,000 students attending the Ann Arbor Public Schools and about 45,000 attending the University of Michigan. So there'll be lots more pedestrians. So please keep your eyes on the road, put the cell phone down, and be safe out there.
Love can have a profound effect on the human psyche. It makes you a better person. It changes your way of thinking, and in some cases, it can make you more skilled at your craft. As Shakespeare finds love, he soon learns that his passion reignited his gift for the written word. Joining me is director Joe York and actor David Liskow for PTD's production of Shakespeare in Love. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, can you tell me a little bit, give us a synopsis of Shakespeare in Love? Because, I mean, I think a lot of us have probably seen the movie, but that movie came out, I don't know, 20 years ago now?
A while.
Yeah.
Well, Shakespeare is having profound writer's block when the show opens, and he tries to deal with that. He's trying to deal with that, and we learn in the immediate opening that Marlowe, who's a writer established already, playwright, is kind of Shakespeare's buddy and is trying to help him through that. Trying to produce a show, get rid of his writer's block, he runs into somebody who ostensibly is a guy coming to audition for his new show, Romeo and Ethel the Pirate's Daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants that person because they're so good at the audition. So he follows up on that, and then catches a glimpse of who that person really is, because that person is Viola de Lessep's lady, and he falls in love with her. So that ignites his passion for writing, as well as his passion for a woman. And they have a romance, and the conceit of the show is that Romeo and Juliet, much of it comes from his own experience. And it's very much a conceit, because Romeo and Juliet was a story when Shakespeare wrote it. It was already established as a story, and around everybody knew it, that basic story. But his wooing of Viola gets transformed into Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
So, and it's just a lot of fun, a lot of stuff going on, and the characters are there's like 34 characters in the
Wow.
play, and so we have like 16 people.
Yeah.
You know.
So you're going to see some doubling up.
Double casting. So
I didn't realize
there's
that had that many characters in it.
Yeah.
But you did say before the show that it is very similar to the actual movie. So a lot of times plays, when they're movies or vice versa, they change a lot. But in this case, it's pretty much verbatim.
Well, I don't know verbatim, but it's very similar.
Yeah.
The exception, which I don't remember the movie, but there was music written for this play, and we'll have that music and a chorus that sings 6 or 8 songs.
You
so
do
we
have
can
a
have
chorus
a chorus
during
too.
the show, yeah. Wow.
So so in addition to 16 actors, we have 5 or 6 chorus people, and they're going to be on stage at times, and so it's very crowded.
It's a big undertaking.
And part of the whole fun of it is that how does this stuff happen, And we have a couple stage surprises that people want to see that will make them smile. So.
Well, this is also a huge get for PTD in general, because this is a play that community theaters haven't been able to get their hands on.
That's right. In fact, when I first asked for the rights from Samuel French, they said they're not doing community theater, and they'll think about it January 1st. So I went ahead and proposed the play, and it was accepted, and so we decided to do it. We couldn't get the rights for a while.
Yeah.
So messed up all our advertising and everything,
But you did,
But we
and
did,
like this is
yeah.
one of the few opportunities that people will get a chance to see this show locally.
yes.
Let's bring David into the conversation because you are actually Shakespeare in this play, right?
Yeah.
How does it feel to be playing such an iconic historical figure?
It's interesting because there's not much we know about like Shakespeare, like his personality wise. We didn't even know what he looked like until he died and someone put up a statue of him. So it's like, it's really fun because you can kind of do whatever you want, because the only thing we know is that he was great at writing. So it's like, who really was he? And I kind of get to
Put your
decide,
own spin on him.
decide how he feels and decide how he acts and whatnot.
Well, you actually have a pretty rich background in theater and even doing Shakespeare. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and what led you here?
Well, like I used to do shows for fun, like all the time in
You
middle
said
school.
you started when you were like in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Which is a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. I was the guy who would do like 3 shows at once and like just stack them all on each other. And now that stresses me out. But I would do all these shows and I was kind of addicted to just being on stage. And the most fun I had was in my Shakespeare shows, just because there's so much you can do. They're really like bendable and flexible with the comedy and tragedy and whatnot. So then I heard Shakespeare in Love was happening, and I actually didn't plan on doing the show because I was focusing on colleges and whatnot. But my friend was like, "You should do this. It's a Shakespeare play." I was like, "It's not a Shakespeare play at all. Actually, it's a movie." But he convinced me to audition, so I auditioned, and here I am now.
Do you find, you've been in Shakespeare plays, and this is obviously not a Shakespeare play, but it's very similar to one. Are there many differences between like seeing the different writing styles, or is it kind of the same, or any challenges that you've had with this role?
The only like big challenge is that it switches a lot between your like just speaking regular talk, and then it switches to Shakespearean passages.
Because you're in a play, within a play.
Yeah, so
it's very meta.
Yeah, it gets very stacked up on each other. Yeah.
So when is the show?
November 8th it opens and runs the two weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 8, Sunday matinee the first weekend, and a Wednesday matinee, which will be like the 14th, I think, of November, Wednesday.
But typical PTD, you get the 2 weeks, and then you pay what you can on Thursdays.
Pay what you can, yeah.
And then you can get your tickets in advance or at the door.
Yes.
So all that stuff's
you
still
can
there,
get them online. I think it's A2 Tix is the.
You can probably just go to the ptdproductions.com and then navigate there that way.
Yeah.
So we're just about out of time, but if each one of you could tell me why you think people should come see the show.
Well, I think it's just going to be a wonderful night of entertainment. It's just so much stuff going on. And it's all fun. It's all fun. I just feel like it's going to be a glorious
Can't miss
thing. Yeah.
David, did you want to add?
Yeah, this show's kind of crazy. Like everything that could happen happens. There's like sword fights. There's a dog. There's like love, romance, all that. It's just a fun show. It's like entertaining, yeah.
All right, well, thank you both for coming on the show. Break a leg.
Thank you. Well, we sure will try.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/watchctn. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.